President Bola Tinubu's efforts at the federal level towards improving the living conditions of Nigerians, especially in responding promptly to the challenges of the people to avoid the planned protest in the country. He says the move sparks of the spirit of a true Democrat that is representative of President Tinubu. The governor describes the Police Community Relation Committee as an important vehicle to bridge the gap between police and the Nigerian populace and to raise the standard of police operations using new reforms. The governor assures the committee of government support towards preventing and managing crime in the state and by extension the country.
We put the issue of the plan that are civil and democratic to engage with relevant stakeholders and especially those who feel aggrieved. There are sacrifices we have to make as a nation to move forward.
National Chairman, Police Community Relation Committee, Mr. Ibrahim Olani, states his team's mission to the state to sensitize the people on the need to support the present government in its efforts to secure the nation. He acknowledges the investment of the Benue state government in the security architecture of the state, pledging the support of the committee to Governor Alia's administration to achieve more in curbing crime and criminality.
We are on ground to assess the security situation by ourselves, of which our result is positive, of which we see the giant investment of His Excellency on the security architecture of this state.
Established 40 years ago, the Police Community Relation Committee has the mandate to support the Nigerian police and other security agencies towards achieving a more secured and stable country. Emmanuel Akula, Benue Vision News, Makudi.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Now, Makudi Local Government Council has flagged off its fertilizer distribution to Benue farmers in the area. Chairman of the Local Government Council, Mr. James Duem, performed the ceremony Thursday at the Secretariat of the Council in Makudi. Our correspondent, Frank Alanshima, reports that the distribution will be carried out for all the council wards to benefit. Let's take a report. Performing the distribution, Chairman of Makudi Local Government Council, Mr. James Duem, charged the farmers to utilize the product for farming as intended by the administration. Duem warned against sale of the product, saying the objective of the distribution is to cushion the economic hardship and its effect on total agricultural yield during the harvesting season. He expressed gratitude to Governor Hyacinth Alia for ensuring that farmers have easy access to fertilizers during this administration, unlike in the past.
This thing is given with a genuine intention, and we will not abuse this privilege. It's a privilege, it's not a right. If you take this fertilizer, give it to the rightful person. Don't sell it. One pack, even a move, don't sell it. I want to sincerely thank His Excellency for his plight for the masses.
Prominent citizens of the state, Chief Godwin Kereve, urged the farmers to work hard and encourage the governor to serve the state better.
Government is interested in making sure that every person, every farmer gets a bag or half of a bag of this. The work is plenty, but the laborers are very few. So you have to take into consideration the tight situation now. It is your support that we need. This government needs your support. And the support is from the grassroots. And these are the grassroots people.
State Secretary of All Progressives Congress APC Party, Heritage Igbe, representing Ogondo people, assures of adequate usage of the fertilizer, which they believe would go a long way to yield much harvest.
They should apply the fertilizer as instructed, so that they will get the result.
Another beneficiary who represented the Puso people of high level adds that the move will greatly ameliorate the people's sufferings in accessing the fertilizers for their farms.
We really appreciate the government. We really appreciate our governor, His Excellency, for the good work, having his people at heart. And we pray that God too will answer our prayer this year, there will be much food in Benue and in Nigeria.
Trucks of fertilizers have been procured for this particular distribution exercise. Franca Lashima, Benue Television News, Makudi.
Thank you so much, Franca. The Benue State government is to partner the Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN) towards boosting the economy of the state. Governor Hassan earlier announced this Wednesday in Makudi after his meeting with the Governor of Central Bank of Nigeria, Olayemi Kadoso. According to the Principal Special Assistant to the Governor of Media, Publicity and Strategic Communication, Bridget Tika, the Governor was at the Apex Bank to seek partnership and discuss crucial matters for economic growth and development of Benue State. Governor Alia said Benue State, as the food basket of the nation, has immense potential to contribute to the nation's economy through diverse initiatives such as the export of sesame seeds and mining opportunities. He explained that his government was seeking the CBN's support in the areas of jobs creation, foreign exchange generation, and food security. Governor Alia highlighted the significant contributions of the CBN, including the supply of 60 trailer loads of fertilizer to boost agricultural production, requesting further support to enhance employment and foreign exchange initiatives and boost agricultural production in the state. Let's take a very quick break. We will be back shortly with more stories. Do stay with us. Welcome. President Bola Tinubu has restated his administration's dedication to democratic values and the rule of law, vowing never to support protests that lead to the destruction of lives and property. Speaking Thursday while receiving the letter of credence from the new United States ambassador to Nigeria, Richard Mills Jr., at the State House in Abuja, Tinubu reflected on his own experiences as a pro-democracy activist and participated in peaceful protests against the military dictatorship during Nigeria's transition to democracy. He emphasized the importance of maintaining 25 years of unbroken democracy while acknowledging the role of demonstrations in the democratic society. However, Tinubu drew a clear line, stating that his administration would not support protests aimed at causing destruction, but instead promote peaceful expression and the protection of lives and properties. Similarly, President Bola Tinubu Thursday held emergency meeting with the All Progressives Congress state governors, prominent traditional rulers, and Ulamas, Islamic religious scholars, at the Surok Villa, Abuja, as part of efforts by the government to ensure the planned hunger protest slated for August 1st to 10th is averted nationwide. The meetings came after growing calls for the anti-hunger protests following widespread economic hardships in the country. The protests, which are being organized under the hashtag End Bad Governance, have gained significant traction on social media, even as the organizers remain unknown, with no group officially claiming responsibility. President Tinubu first met with the APC governors under the aegis of the Progressives Governors Forum at the Presidential Villa, Abuja, at 1 p.m. The meeting lasted for about an hour and 15 minutes. The meeting followed an earlier one by the Nigerian Governors Forum on Wednesday night and comes after a last-minute cancellation of the National Economic Council meeting earlier scheduled for Thursday afternoon. The meeting with the prominent traditional rulers began at about 2:30 p.m. when the president arrived at the council chamber in the villa and ended at 4 p.m. The Sultan of Sokoto, Muhammad Abubakar III, and the Oni of Ife, Oba Adeyeye Nitan Ogunwusi, led the royal fathers at the meeting with Vice President Kashim Shettima, Secretary to the Government of the Federation George Akume Ribadu, and Inspector General of Police Kayode Igbetokun in attendance. Afterwards, the president held another meeting with the ulamas and ended after 6 p.m. Speaking after the meeting Thursday, the traditional rulers urged the organizers of the protest to seek dialogue with the federal government, warning that there was the possibility of the protests being hijacked by hoodlums. The Minister of State for Defense, Bello Matawale, has lamented that the proposed protest being planned for August 1st to 10th, 2024 is being led by faceless people as against previous protests where those behind them were known. He said it was strange that the protest organizers were unknown, challenging them to reveal themselves. The minister's comment comes amidst warning from security agencies in the country against the nationwide protest in response to the economic hardship experienced in the country. In a statement Thursday by the Director Information Ministry of Defense, Henshaw Ogumbike, he called on Nigerians to remain calm and ignore the planned national protest scheduled for next week. He remained the protest planners and sponsors that their plans should not be drawn to thwart the efforts of the federal government to protect citizens from violence and to impose law and order as such would be counterproductive and unacceptable. Matawale also said those trying to replicate the situation in Kenya in Nigeria should have a rethink, noting that those moving to unleash the Kenyan episode on Nigeria should look back and examine the consequences for Kenya. Let's take a quick break. We will be back shortly. Don't go away. Welcome is still Countrywide on Benue television. Now, the House of Representatives Thursday said between January and July 2024, Nigeria lost an average of 437,000 barrels of crude oil daily, worth about $10 billion due to theft, vandalism, and other criminal activities. As a result, the House of Representatives Special Committee on Oil Theft and Losses commenced investigations into the illegal lifting of crude oil in Nigeria as the Senate summoned the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, Dangote Petroleum Refinery, and other major stakeholders in the oil sector for interrogation. The Senate vowed to expose those responsible for economic sabotage and the importation of toxic fuel into the country. At the House of Representatives, the event, which was declared open by the Speaker Tajuddin Abbas, was attached by the Chief of Defense Staff, Chief of Army Staff, Chief of Air Staff, and Inspector General of Police, who were all represented by senior officers accompanied by men drawn from the military formations. The Committee on Oil Theft was inaugurated on November 22, 2023 to determine the immediate and remote causes of oil theft and recommend appropriate remedial measures, among others, to the House. Chaired by the member representing Dogunwa Tudunwada Federal Constituency, Kano State, Al-Hassan Ado Dogunwa, the committee was also mandated to investigate oil theft in all ramifications, focusing on the actions of criminal gangs, militia groups, local communities, companies, and security agencies. In his remarks at the event, Abbas, represented by Deputy Speaker Benjamin Kalu, lamented the negative impact oil theft was having on the nation's economy, even as he decried the daily losses of crude due to the activities of criminals. The Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited is set to hire more workers. The NNPC spokesperson Olufemi Sonye confirmed this in a statement on Friday. Sonye said the recruitment would be for various positions across various departments within the energy company. He directed interested applicants to visit the NNPC career page for application instructions. In an update, Sonye disclosed that due to unprecedented traffic to the NNPC Limited career page from applicants applying for vacancies, the site is currently experiencing slow load times, adding that their techs are working diligently to rectify the problem. Reports has it that this may be the major recruitment exercise since the NNPC fully transformed into a limited company in 2022. That's all we'll have for you on Countrywide, but before we go, let's take a recap of the top stories. National Assembly to probe $10 billion oil theft. We told you Bello Metawale has said violence in the name of protest is criminal, and we intimated you that NNPC is set to recruit new staff. On behalf of our crew, thanks so much for watching. My name is Winifred. You so do have a great day.